right after the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked, where they introduced the new Fold. And obviously I was pretty surprised because obviously I saw all the newses and some of the tips which people share, but the case is that I didn't thought they will actually release it in such a branding. So Samsung decided to release the Z Fold 8 Ultra, which is literally a better version of the Z Fold 7. So yeah, we're just going Ultra from the main one. So that's kind of the main difference in branding. And they introduced the new version, which is the wide version. They just call it the Z Fold 8. So that's the main thing. So if you actually want to have, a better version of the Z Fold 7, it's actually now the Z Fold 8 Ultra. So starting with the Z Fold 8 Ultra. So this is absolutely stunning. So it has a 6.8-inch cover display and the 8-inch internal display. They say this is the thinnest yet with 4.1 millimeter open and 8.9 closed at 215 grams. That when you actually look at, the video and how it looks like, it does make sense. Like it is absolutely beautiful and it looks very thin. So obviously with the sizing, we're seeing kind of a similar thing. But when you compare it to the battery, this is a big thing. So they raised the battery from 4,400 in the Z Fold 7 to 5,000 in the Z Fold Ultra, which makes it, I think, the biggest difference right here, especially that you want to use that phone for the whole day. And that gives it over 10%. I think it's like even more than 10% increase. So that is decent. I think that's probably like almost 20% actually. My mathematical skills are not too great here, but the case is that, it gives you a choice as well, because they also give you that option with that Z Fold 8, not the Ultra, which has 4,800. Still, again, they're bumping up that milliampere hours battery, which I think is great. The Z Fold 8 Ultra will also have the 200 megapixel sensor. This is something which I think is just awesome on the flagship camera. So obviously that's a main camera. There is a 3x zoom on the telephoto and 50 megapixel ultra wide, which is okay. It's not, too much of a wow. I think putting that 200 megapixel right there, it is pretty, awesome and actually making it definitely more usable phone. And I can see that they implemented the titanium alloy into the hinges to make it even more durable and less visible. That's something which, I think it's just very, very interesting, because obviously, like, when you look at this device, it's getting closed and open, like, I don't know how many times a day. That's literally the reality, right? And this will be probably the first phone which I'm actually considering, because I can see the technology out there. It's already a cool thing. They made it that, swapping between modes, it just works pretty amazing. And you actually can choose different ratio of the phone. So if you go for the 8, that's more like a wide phone, right? So if you're more of a, I think it will be more for the people who likes to maybe watch some, videos as well, because the ratio of it will be also more for like, Netflix/YouTube. And I think that's awesome, because that means that you have like a little bit of a bigger device on the main screen, which will also still look a little bit weird in my side. So I can't wait to get my hands on it and, open it into a full-fledged tablet. So I think that's just amazing. So these are the two big things that actually happened there. They also released the new Galaxy Z Flip 8. So we can actually see that it still sticks at the 7.9 internal AMOLED and 4.1 flex window cover screen. The fun fact is that one of the videos they actually showcased, how apps look great on the screen, and they showed right there when the apps are going behind the camera, which means they won't be very clickable. But that's something which I think they'll probably fix it within the software, so that I think should work pretty nice. But in general, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for that Galaxy, and some of the regions will get that Exynos 2600, which I think it's pretty cool and definitely interesting device. Like Z Flip 8, it's something I'm not sure I would actually go for. I think I'm more of a Fold person, because it gives me even more screen always available with me. Also introduced like 3 more things. The first one is the Galaxy Watch 9 and Galaxy Watch Ultra. So they powered up that with the free NM Snapdragon Wear Elite, which hits like 3000 nits brightness, that Galaxy Watch 9, and the battery power like 445 milliampere hours battery, which says like up to 40 hours of AOD of battery life. So that is a pretty cool thing. And they also the vitals, the health tracking, the early warning system for sleep HRV, skin temperature, and more. So this is decent. And they also did the Galaxy Watch Ultra 2, which has 47 millimeter titanium, which is in general the dive proof option, because they made it for divers and can go 40 meter dive proof. So that's actually, it's pretty amazing. And it has a massive 800 milliampere hours battery with there. So yeah, that is definitely something which is for me pretty surprising. And the last thing which they introduced, which they shared a little bit of the details but not too much, is the Galaxy AI glasses. It was literally a teaser, a reveal. They collabed with the Gentle Monster and the Warby Parker for that everyday wear, and they made the display-free design with a built-in camera, directional speakers, and microphone. So I can see that they're trying to be a competitor for Ray-Ban probably, which Meta is actually creating very nice technology there, and that weighs like normal glasses. And they're stating up to 9 hours of continued battery life on a single charge, and you can actually get 7 extra full charges with the charging case. And that's a pretty cool thing, because obviously it might run, and that's what they said, on the Google's Android XR platform with native Google Gemini and Bixby Voice AI. And you can also control it with your Galaxy Watch and then easily move stuff to the device, to your Galaxy phone. Pretty cool, right? I think what they did on that Unpacked was actually beautiful. Well, I actually lived in London for many years, so showcasing, how they showed London with all of those photos and how you can actually use those Galaxy device, I think it's just absolutely amazing. In the description, I left the links for the Samsung new releases. So there is like a pre-sale happening, and these are the affiliate links, because if you want to support my channel, you can use those. You're not paying anything extra, but you're actually supporting my journey as a micro-influencer. See you soon. Remember to like and subscribe for more.
Mad Tech Talk, tech so fly, breaking down gear, let's amplify. Sub like, don't miss a thing. Tech reviews with a little bling. We out for now, but stay tuned. More fire tech is dropping soon.